More thing I want to address because my inbox, my DMs are full of this question right now. And I know it's a topic I haven't really talked about much because I am learning that relationship is a thing that I'll probably not put on social media as much from here on out. Dave and I are not together. I will address this because there were so many of you guys invested in our relationship and caring, and it's not because we don't love each other, because we do. But circumstances with distance are difficult. And we both, over the last month or so, decided that it is best for us to remain good friends, really, really good friends. He is my best friend because I've spent so much time with him and his family, and he, me, and my family. But also, we are both aware enough to know that the challenges that distance bring into a relationship, combined with the growth and the healing that we both have to do, were something that meant that a relationship, a romantic relationship, is not best for both of us right now. And I have avoided it, so I figured I'd come out and just tell you. So there's no question there, but he really, truly has the biggest heart, is still the kindest person to me on the planet. And I'm so grateful for the friends that we are and will always be. And just a huge thank you to you guys, because there's so many caring and concerned people. I hope that answers your question, though.
Yes. We just got the sad news that everyone's favorite couple has broken up, and I'm here to give you advice on your own breakup and her some advice too on her breakup. Hi guys, welcome to my channel if you are new, and welcome back if you've been around here a while. I'm Kendra. This is my channel, 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐞𝐁 𝐐𝐿. This is where I share my weight loss journey with you. Hopefully I can help you out along the way if you're on a weight loss journey. I also do commentary on health, wellness, fitness, weight loss type stuff. Today ain't one of those days, but commentary nonetheless. And also you'll learn about me along the way. So if that stuff sounds good to you, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. We're going to jump straight into it. Our old friend of the channel, Heidi Powell, has officially announced, of course, on her Instagram, that her and Dave Hollis have broken up. And if you're like most people, you've experienced a breakup as well. And I've experienced many breakups, many heartbreaks, many heartaches. And I'm a woman, and I believe in supporting your fellow woman and, you know, giving advice where you can. So that's why I made this video. I am not a relationship expert. I'm not a relationship coach. In fact, I've been in some pretty bad relationships. I shouldn't be giving relationship advice, but here I am giving advice. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a social worker. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a counselor. I'm not anything. I'm just a person on the internet with opinions. And you can take my opinions with a grain of salt because they probably mean nothing, but here I am giving them anyways. And I'd also like to say that I know nothing about Heidi Powell. I know nothing about Dave Hollis. I just know through a bunch of talk on the internet. But with that talk comes thoughts and comes opinions. The reason why I felt compelled to talk about this is because I've talked about her in several videos on my channel. And I'm just so glad that I have the freedom of YouTube to kind of talk about whatever I want to talk about. And I think that, you know, I felt real pity for her because she was in this relationship with this man for years. And it seemed to me like she had feelings for him. And at times it just seemed that their relationship was a little imbalanced. I just felt like maybe she thought or looked more into it than it really was, just by the things that she would post on social media, the things that she would say. Just, you could just pick up and feel it. I could be wrong. I probably am. You never know. These people could just be fooling us, and they could be happy in love and just looking at the internet go crazy and just laughing at us. Who knows? But nonetheless, I still wanted to talk about it just a lot because of the horrible relationships and experiences I've been through, and also kind of the things that I've done to, I guess you could say, get over them, heal from them. I don't know. And if I had it to do all over again, I would do relationships a lot different throughout the years. So here's to me giving advice on how to deal with a breakup. Okay, so my first step in getting over this heartbreak is to go no contact or low contact. I understand that no contact may be difficult if you have children together, so very low contact is encouraged. And the reason, of course, because you might still have feelings for this person. Just because you break up doesn't mean that you just immediately stop loving someone. That makes me question what really was your love for them, especially if you didn't initiate the breakup. I'm talking about full no contact. If you don't have children with this person or you don't have business matters with this person, there's no reason for you to talk to them. I don't care what it could possibly be. I'm being for real. Like, there's no reason to reach out. There's no reason to answer. In fact, just block them. Like, and that will prevent you from having the temptation of reaching back out or answering them and getting sucked back into their mess. Because believe me, it's mess. And with Heidi Powell, she can be no contact because they do not have children together, but I believe that they still have business dealings that they have to do whatever with. So I can understand having to have contact. But if you have a team, then honestly, I don't really see you having to have a much contact like individual with that person. And if you see some of her social media posts, it just feels to me like she hasn't even sunken in that they've broken up, which is really sad. I don't know if she's doing that for like attention or they agreed to like be mysterious. I don't know. I don't know at all. I can't read into it. I just feel like this relationship has taken a lot out of her and it's done a lot to her. And you can see it like all on her social media. She has been all over the place. I'll put it like that. In her postings and things she said and things that she's done.
That's a great question. I've been wondering that myself.
And it's just really erratic and kind of odd behavior, especially for a 40-year-old woman with 4 kids. Like, sometimes I just feel like somebody needs to snatch her phone away. That's what she's giving. Do not let somebody drive you to the point where you're out of character for yourself and you're looking back and you're like, how did I ever do that? Especially if you have children. You have to set the best example for them. So my suggestion in starting this healing process and getting over this person in this relationship, in this situation, is to go no contact or as little contact as possible. I'm talking about if you have kids together, only reach out for the kids. If they're texting you or calling you about other stuff, immediately say, I'm not discussing that with you. We're not in a relationship anymore. Please only speak to me about the children. If they text you about something that's not related to the children, ignore them and pick back up when they talk about kids. I know it's going to be difficult. I mean, I'm saying this like, I'm just stating facts. Yes. And I know it's difficult, especially if you didn't initiate the breakup or you don't want to break up or you feel like you've invested a lot of time, energy, money, whatever with this person. It does not matter. It literally does not matter anymore. You've broken up for a reason. Remember that reason and keep remembering that reason every time they've disrespected you, every time they've been not the best towards you, your friends, your family, when they've manipulated you, when they've gaslit you, when you've been in a big argument with you and they've given you the silent treatment, just anything, okay? And I'm not saying this has happened in Heidi's relationship, but these are just general things that I'm just throwing out there that probably have happened in all of my relationships. Okay, so I'm just giving some examples. So think about those things when you're thinking about calling them or answering that text message. No or low contact to save your sanity. The next thing that you guys need to do when you have a breakup is to run but not walk to therapy. You need to start getting some coping mechanisms and someone that can help you in this healing process. I do not take it lightly. I don't think Miss Heidi Powell has ever discussed being in therapy. I know that her bestie Rachel has, and she desires to be like Rachel. She desires to be a self-help person, one of those types of people. And she needs to start talking about therapy. She needs to start talking about going to therapy. She needs to start talking about healing herself, distancing herself away from this man who she is not in a relationship with. Stop trying to convince yourself that you can still be friends with someone that you're not in a relationship with. And I understand that you may want to be friends with them if you have children together. Cool. Okay. But you just can't off the bat be friends with someone that you've just got out of a relationship with. Now, these are my personal experiences and these are my personal opinions. But it's hard to be friends with someone who you have feelings for and the feelings can't be reciprocated. You probably can't trust that person with your feelings or feel like they're a safe space. You've broken up for a reason. That person is not your friend. You need to heal and you need to find ways to heal. And most of that healing can take place in therapy sessions. This is for people of any, income level. And Heidi Powell, she should be able to afford her a great therapist. So girl, get into therapy and start talking about those therapy sessions so you can make this crossover into personal self-development, which I know that you're itching to do. And you guys, do not be scared of therapy, okay? It's gonna be hard, it's gonna be difficult, you're gonna cry, you're gonna feel feelings. Don't be scared to feel feelings, y'all. Don't let anybody tell you how you should or shouldn't feel, because no one was in your shoes, no one was in that relationship, and no one is you. Everyone has a totally different healing process. It takes a totally different amount of time, especially if you've had previous trauma, previous relationship issues, trust issues, if there was any type of neglect involved, if there are kids involved. Things are going to look totally different from everyone. And Miss Heidi Powell, things are going to look different from you because you are a public figure and you need to spin this situation in your favor, okay? And usually the person that talks first is the person that's favorable. I'm just giving you the tea. I'm giving you the keys to success here because Mr. Dave Hollis is well liked. He is accepted into the community that you want to be in, this self-help space. He's already dug out his niche, right? He already has his followers. He already has people that believe in him. Now you have to make your way. And how do you do that? It's going to lead me to my third piece of advice. The third way that you guys can heal from a relationship or breakup is to clean up your social media / anything within your personal life that deals with that person. And for you, Miss Heidi Powell, this also means hiring a PR person / social media manager. We're going to talk about the normal human being. They don't need a PR person. They don't need a social media manager. Well, they might need a social media manager. But you need to stay off social media, okay? You need to not post the sad stuff. You need to not post the airing out your dirty laundry stuff. You need to not bash anyone, especially you guys, if you have kids with this person, okay? Especially if you are a public figure. You do not want to use social media for this. You don't want to send cryptic messages. You don't want to have people believing certain things that aren't true. You don't want to get friends and family involved in none of your drama, your mess, your shenanigans, none of that. So stay off the social with your drama and clean up your life. Get rid of photos. Go through your phone, delete all those photos, delete those videos. Oh, it's memories. Nobody don't give a damn about those memories. This person is out of your life. They're out of your life for a reason. Do not let them hold space in your mind, your heart, none of that. I don't care about people talking about, oh, you love somebody forever or it wasn't. Nah, I'm good. We good with that, okay? All of this stuff about loving people. People want to romanticize relationships that aren't good for them. Y'all broke up for a reason. And I know Heidi Powell is using this whole distance thing as the reason they broke up. Well, Kia's World, shout out to my friend of the channel. She did a video about how they broke up like 4 times. I haven't watched the video. It's very long. It's a live stream. Y'all know how your girl do with those long live streams. I just got back from a out of the country trip. I did not have time. I saw the video. I was like, oh my God, I gotta watch this. I probably should have watched it before I did this video, but she did an entire video about Heidi Powell spilling the beans on a podcast about how they broke up 4 times. So you know it wasn't about distance. You know they didn't have a great relationship, because before you got in a long distance relationship, you're a grown woman. You're grown. You're grown with kids. You've been married before, not once, but twice. You know how long distance works. It's very hard, especially when you have kids and you have busy schedules and all of this and all of that. You knew what you were getting into. So I don't buy the whole long distance excuse. You need to make sure that you clean up the social media. You need to make sure that you clean up your personal life, get rid of videos, portraits, all of that stuff. Now, family photos with like kids and stuff in it, get it out of sight. Put it in the box. If the kids want to look at it on their own time, that's fine, whatever. Just cut ties. You know, tell your friends, your family, please don't bring them around. I don't want them anywhere near me. You know, and if they can't respect your decision, then you need to rethink your relationships with some people. Just as simple as possible, whether these are mutual friends or whatever. And I say that with all seriousness, because it comes down to the point of you got to choose. Do you choose me as your friend and my comfort and my sanity and my mental health and respecting my decisions? Or do you side with this person? I don't know. Y'all. I don't have friends, so I don't know how that works. But Miss Heidi Powell, she needs to hire a PR person and a social media manager. Someone needs to take her social media and they need to handle it for her. She's posting all kind of stuff that doesn't look good. It just does not look good. Get your kids off the internet. I can understand you're a public figure. You may want to post like family pictures or like, you know, random first day of school type stuff. Or if you go on a family vacation or something, you know, fun and just sharing your life with your followers. I totally get that. But embarrassing moments and silly little things and just showing like how you parent to people and just rubbing your audience the wrong way. You need a PR manager. You need a social media manager. And you need a PR manager to tell you how to spin this breakup in your favor, for you to do what you need to do and for you to benefit off of this. This breakup could be the beginning of something great for her as well as anybody else. Your breakup can be the beginning of a renewed life. And you know what? That leads me to my 4th point. My 4th advice, you guys that are going through a breakup, is to keep yourself busy, okay? Because you do not want to be sitting around thinking about what that other person is doing, thinking about your past relationship and how much you love them. Nope. You want to be keeping yourself busy and doing things to try to get over that person. And Miss Heidi Powell, you need to work on hiring a ghostwriter. Yeah, I said it. While everyone else in the normal world does self-care, they take up a new hobby. Maybe they get involved in the community and volunteer. Maybe they take up a sport, join an intramural team. Maybe they start working out right. Maybe they even want to go on a diet and, you know, get healthier. There's so many things and so many ways that you can learn to take care of yourself after a breakup for us normal folks. But Miss Heidi Powell, I suggest you start making your transition into what you really want to do with your life and yourself. And you forget about Dave Hollis, because Dave has proven time and time again that Dave is all about Dave, okay? And it's very simple. When you have your baby begging you to make pancakes and you can't even get off your cell phone, what do you think he's going to do to you, sweetheart? A hypothetical question was posed on why you shouldn't date Dave Hollis. And an amazing post was made in regards to this about what they assumed went down in Heidi and Dave's relationship. And if you've been following them and putting two and two together, it doesn't sound far off from what could possibly have happened. I just want to talk about that. And this is a further reinforcing what we know about Dave. He will buy you a house, invest in your businesses, infiltrate your family life, and give you space in his closet, and then make you feel like the crazy one when he reminds you he told you from the start he didn't want anything too serious. As your self-esteem continues to erode and you're excluded from his family gatherings, he'll love bomb you and then distance himself and make you believe you're not self-assured enough to be in a relationship with him or anyone. He'll trigger your deepest insecurities like an ED and then use that as an excuse of why he's no good for you and break up with you while allowing you to accompany him to Napa while simultaneously scrolling for dates on Hinge. Ooh. Did it happen? We don't know. It's all speculation, but it could have happened.
I digress, but it's time for a ghostwriter. It's time for you to write that self-help book. I'm talking about a tell-all with your relationship with Dave. Okay, so I know he probably made you sign a NDA, right? And you were in love and you probably signed it. Now's the time for you to get that attorney and see if that's a ironclad NDA. So it probably is. He's a smart fellow, right? If it's not, write that tell-all book, baby. And when I say write a tell-all, I am talking about destroy this man. Make him regret ever being in a relationship with you. I know it really sounds petty, but like they say, there's no honor amongst thieves. I'm not calling either one of them a thief, but they did some very unsavory things to people. Yeah, we know. And I'm talking about destroy him, like finish him Mortal Kombat.
Finish him, fatality.
I'm talking about expose everything within this relationship. There's nothing like a hurt woman to attract an audience. There's nothing like going through therapy and letting people know that you've healed from a heartbreak and a heartache. There is nothing like being a self-help guru than being through tough times and learning lessons from them. So take my advice, girl. Write that book. And if that NDA is ironclad, you can still write a book. All you do is say it's from your experiences in relationships, your friends and family's experiences. And each chapter is just another face of Dave that you saw. You can have a good chapter where we talk about Mr. Prince Charming. You can have another chapter talking about what ultimately led to the demise of the relationship. I'd love to read that book, and I know a lot of you guys would too. So while us folks in the normal world are doing a lot of self-care, Miss Heidi Powell, it's time for you to write a book, baby girl. And I know you are itching to get into that self-help, personal self-development space. This is your chance. You do not owe this man any loyalty, okay? You do not have kids together. I don't know what kind of business dealings y'all got going or whatever, but just get you a lawyer and review that stuff and worry about the ramifications of it later, okay? But what I'm saying is this is the time for you to make your crossover. This is time for you to start building up your audience. This is time for you to rebrand yourself. There's nothing like a lady that has been heartbroken. Do we not learn anything from our R&B divas? They literally come out with the most fire album after a breakup, okay? So you need to take a little lesson from them, girlfriend. Now, the final thing that we do in a breakup is we simply move on. Of course, this takes time. It may take some months. It may take some years. Who knows when you'll move on?
Well, word on the street is Dave has already moved on. Now, who knows if this is really his Hinge profile? We don't know. But it's not anything that could be untruthful, because some people move on fairly fast, or some have moved on while still in a relationship.
But who knows? So girl, move on. He has.
Please take your time with moving on. Do not feel like you should be in a rush to find someone or be in another relationship, because it's going to just turn into a rebound, okay? Make sure that you take those lessons that you learned in therapy or on the internet or from your mom or your best friend, because sometimes people give some good advice about, learning from your mistakes. Make sure that you see those red flags in the new person. Make sure you don't ignore them. Make sure that you accept more than what you did from your previous partner. Make sure that you have a plan going forward with your relationships. Are you just dating for fun? Are you really seriously trying to find someone? You want to make sure that you talk about the big things before you seriously get involved with someone. Things like distance, things like kids, things like finances, things like, does that person even want to get married again? Things like kids. Kids, very, very important, okay? You want to make sure that you go into this thing with your eyes wide open so that you do not make the same mistakes again, and the other person that does not make the same mistakes again. And you also find a person that complements you and your life and your lifestyle, okay? If you are planning to be in a business and, you want someone to complement that type of lifestyle, then that's what you seek. You do not settle for less. You settle for what you need, what you want, okay? All right? Move on. And hopefully you will after a heartbreak. Hopefully you will not go back. Hopefully you'll have a new partner that is everything that you thought you had in that old partner. And this is for you, Heidi Powell. Don't make those same mistakes again. All right? Okay. So hopefully we are healing, we are glowing, and we are learning from our mistakes. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel. I will see you guys on the next time, and make sure you continue to spread kindness in a world full of hate. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching my videos.